Hey Nation, what's going on? We are back. We're with Giligan, the giant Pacific octopus, and she is hungry.
Look at
and
her.
So she's coming up. She's ready for some food. You have her arms over the edge, and she's hungry.
Oh, this one does shoot water, so you may get soaked.
Yeah, you can tell she's positioning herself back, and when they go to do that, that means they're gonna blow a stream of water at you. So you guys are in the splash zone, just to let you know. So the camera might get a little wet. Thankfully, it's water resistant, so we're good. So what's going on here?
So she's coming up right now for our interaction. She knows it's feeding time. Normally, I actually have to prompt her up to show her that I'm here to feed her, but she's been watching us.
Yes, she knows there's a new person.
It's feeding time. But yeah, you're welcome to touch her, pet her. We know the only part not to touch her is
right
near her
the
mouth.
meat. Yeah.
But her arms are perfectly fine to touch. This one doesn't mind if you pet her on her head.
Hey Gilligan, what's going on? OctoNation is here. And a lot of people ask, what does an octopus feel like? How would you describe, because everybody says something differently.
So their suction cups, I would describe them as sticky and strong.
Sticky and strong, guys.
But the other side, slimy. Way slimier than I expected them to be.
And would you say, do you know how much force the sucker has?
Big suction cup can have up to 10 pounds of pressure per suction cup.
10 pounds of pressure. And guys, it's not easy to get these suckers off your hands.
Sometimes they'll even leave you hickeys, especially if you have sensitive skin.
This is, again, another really, really active. Gilligan is a lot of fun, guys. And she knows what she's doing. She's trying to get multiple hands on me. And as of right now, she's kind of winning.
She does have 8 arms.
Yeah, she does. She has 8 arms. I only have 2. I'm easily 2 arms.
Between the 2 of us, we're outnumbered.
That's so awesome.
She is definitely one of the feistiest octopus that I've ever worked with.
Yes.
And way strong for her size.
And just when you think like you're away from all the arms, like you'll go to pet, and then one will come from the other side of the corner and just grab onto you.
So I'm holding on to her food container right now, so she doesn't just grab it and take it with her.
So has she ever just gone and tried to grab the food while you were...
Oh, every time. When I first started working, she outsmarted me quite a few times. I would set the food right here. She would get 4 arms on me. I'd be working on taking her arms off while her other arms are grabbing the food bucket and making a run for it.
Hey!
She's stolen shoes off of our divers.
Really?
Here.
She's stolen shoes off of the divers here.
Pulled them right off.
Hi. What's going on?
She's stolen scrub brushes before when I try to clean in here. So when I clean this exhibit, I'm not going to play tug of war with our octopus. She steals my scrub brush. I have about 10 backups that I have for my dive buddy to hand me, and then I can keep cleaning.
So if you guys have any questions, Aquarium of the Pacific is going to be answering. Come on. Aquarium of the Pacific is going to be answering your questions down below. So make sure you guys ask us any questions you have about the giant Pacific octopus. Can you hear that, guys? The suckers?
Sounds like bubble wrap.
Sounds like bubble wrap, yeah. So if you guys are into like ASMR, this is a total ASMR fun sound. Cool. So yeah, guys, make sure you ask any questions that you have below. No question is too silly. We want to make sure that we're answering all your questions.
Would you like to give her her first piece of food?
Sure, yeah, let's go ahead and feed her. We played with her long enough. Let's give her some food.
She's gonna get rewarded with the whole mackerel today, but we're gonna give her just half right now.
We got a mackerel.
It's one of her favorites.
And yeah, as you get closer to the suckers down here, they get stronger and stronger. Here. Come on. Yeah, she can sense that over here. So their suckers, you want to talk about the sucker, the sense that they have?
So when she's touching us right now, we must taste really good. You must taste really good to her. She is tasting us with her suction cups. So when we are feeding her, we can just touch it to her suction cups and she knows it's food. She also can see it with her eyes, but she's definitely tasting it, and it's mackerel. It's one of her favorites. The way I know she doesn't like certain other foods, she doesn't really like shrimp. If I hand it to her, she drops it and leaves it for the sea stars to eat.
Really?
Yeah, she's already ate all the good stuff, so that's what she wants.
I think she's more preoccupied with me right now.
Oh yeah.
The mackerel's down there, Gilligan. Come on.
Oh, she's still holding on to it.
She's like, no, I got that.
She's just not done with
She's
us.
like, I'll save that for later. She goes, but as of right now, I'm
there
really...
she goes. She has it right.
Oh, she has it.
Yes.
Can you guys see it? It's like a little gumball right there. Come on. Eat the food. We can play later. We need to get you some food. And how quickly would you say that she could consume that piece of fish that we just gave her?
Actually, not very quickly. She likes to hold on to her food, and she'll take it to her cave, and she'll eat it later.
Are you going down? She's going to go down. She's like, I'm going to go eat that, and then maybe I'll come back.
So you see how she's on top of that anemone right now?
Yeah.
She's probably feeling around to see if it has food. She is notorious for stealing food from her exhibit mates.
Really?
I used to have a different species of sea star in here, the bat stars, and they're not as sticky with their 2 feet as the stars I have in here. And if she doesn't come up to feed, because she doesn't need to eat every day, it's a cold water animal, they have slower metabolism, so they don't eat every single day. So I have to take that as an opportunity to feed some of the other animals in here. And one day, I locked her back up, walked her onto the front to take a look at things, she came out and started flipping all of the sea stars and stealing all of their food. So she got about 50 sea stars worth of food that
Wow. I've never heard anything like that before.
Yeah, the stars that we have in here are a little bit stronger, so she'd have to put up a fight to steal food from them. But
You guys can see, they can actually, every single sucker, they can move and operate independently. So each individual sucker right here has its own little mechanism. And they actually, what a lot of times people think is they think of a sucker as like just a suction cup, and they, ooh, got me. And they're actually like little pinchers. So if you can think of like your thumb and your pointer finger, they actually can make like a pinching motion to grab things.
And if you didn't taste good, if you were working with something that wasn't seafood right now, she would actually not stick to you. If she didn't want to do this, she would retract her arm, unstick. So she, yeah, like you said, has control of each individual suction cup as well as each individual arm. I'm gonna feed her a second piece. We're gonna give her lots of food today.
So Gilligan has a crush on us because she is, come on. And do they hold everything at once and just go down and?
Yeah, she'll usually hold on to it. She had her piece on her mouth, so she'll probably wait to start chewing on it till she gets down to her cave. I've also seen her put the food off to the side, and she kind of waits to see how much we're going to give her before she leaves.
So she waits.
She's just going to smuggle all of this down to her cave.
So did you hear that, guys? She waits to see how much food that they give her, and then they leave. They're like, okay, that's it, and then she's like, okay, bye.
Now, she's being really good right now. Sometimes she'll come up, put her arm over the ledge. If we don't have anything good to offer, she'll leave. Sometimes she won't even come up to say hello.
You guys, look at all these arms right up here. She's trying to figure out what's going on. So are there any other cool stories about Gilligan that you can tell us?
Besides her stealing food, one of the things that I do when I dive in here is I do feed her, especially the first time I dive with a new giant Pacific octopus. So she associates me with nothing scary. I don't want our octopus to ink in an aquarium.
Yeah.
That would be really bad for everybody looking on the other side and not great for the animals that are on the inside. I've actually never seen a giant Pacific octopus ink.
Yeah.
In all the years that I've worked with one baby.
That's awesome.
She just hasn't inked. But I do feed them just in case that first dive. It becomes a problem for me later because then she comes out. This last time when I was diving in here, let's say I got an octopus hug from her, and it was very difficult to do the work I was supposed to do in here. It's really fun for me, except for the fact that this exhibit is 47 degrees, so I don't want to spend too much time in here cleaning.
Gilligan, you are a lot of fun. This is probably the longest interaction I've ever had with a giant Pacific octopus. Typically, they'll get their food and they're like, you know what, I'm good. I got what I wanted. And then they peace out. Giligan is here for the long haul. So if you guys are gonna book an experience, I don't know, it depends. Like what we've seen with giant Pacific octopuses is they respond differently to different personalities, right? I mean,
Definitely.
There's she was mentioning before we came that there's an octopus here who favors another aquarist here, and so it's a lot of fun that way. So they can and they also.
So who knows? Maybe they like one taste more than the other, but.
Yeah.
Or it's a really bad coincidence for that one other person.
And a lot of what she was
Look at
saying.
her.
What's going on? Oh, she wants. Look at her.
Are you not done yet?
She knows where the food is.
You're on to me.
And look at, she just hangs her arms down here.
She's tried to lift up this fence before as well.
Now somebody asked down below, how long can they stay out of water? Or is it okay that she's out of water like this?
Well, right now her head is still in the water where her gills are and
Okay.
those openings on the side of her head, but they can spend some time out of water. Usually smaller octopus can spend even longer. I've read a paper before that said that the red octopus, which is a much smaller species of octopus, can comfortably be outside of water for about 10 to 15 minutes, walking from tide pool to tide pool, stealing animals from each tide pool as they go explore.
So what else have we got to feed her?
So she's going to get some of this clam,
Okay.
which is another type of enrichment. This is today's enrichment. She's eventually going to have to open these. So tomorrow morning I'm going to have a ton of clams to clean up.
So how do you clean in here?
Typically I get into scuba dive once a week. It doesn't look big enough. Everybody says that to me, to make me feel bad about myself. But we dive on hookah. So the tank is outside of the exhibit and I have a line that's attached to my regulator so I can jump in this exhibit. It's only 4 feet deep, but to vacuum the substrate I do use that hookah to get down to the bottom and be able to scrub some of the lower rocks. Some of my volunteers will hop in here and they'll scrub the rock work, any algae that's growing on here. We vacuum, we collect out all of her leftovers. We give her crab. When she opens the crab, she doesn't eat the shell, she just eats the meat that's inside, so all of that has to be cleaned up. And then every once in a while we'll go out in the ocean. We're very lucky being in Southern California, we can collect algae and decorate the exhibit with. Sometimes we'll even grab some live crabs. As another form of enrichment for her.
Guys, I'm currently losing at tug of war with Gilligan right now. I'm pulling.
Oh, you're totally not going to win.
I am pulling really, really hard, and she is pulling right back. She's going to win this tug of war. Okay, go. You can have it. I give up. You win. There you go. Take the clam. Okay.
And the rest of these clams I'm actually going to drop in the bottom
Okay.
and hope that the sea stars are going to have a chance to have them. If not, I'm going to come back and feed them a little bit later.
So the sea stars will move and go get them?
Yes, we have some sunflower stars in here, which are very fast, aggressive sea stars. So she doesn't usually put up too big of a fight with them.
Holy mackerel, Gilligan. You have your fish right here. Did you want to play tug of war more than eat your mackerel?
So a lot of times people will ask me their color, like what colors they can change to, since they're very well camouflaged. With the giant Pacific octopus, red essentially is already invisible, depending on how deep you can find them. But I've seen her turn this like deep red, almost a purpley color, to like almost completely white would be the ranges that I've seen our giant Pacific octopus come in. And she's really beautiful because she'll turn a very mottled white when she's resting inside of her cave. Yeah,
we saw her turn that color just a while ago when she was down there. She was a white. They say call it mottled white, which is kind of like a kind of white spotted kind of color.
Right now, she's still excited for all the food she just got. All of her favorites today. Look at her smuggling all of that.
She's like, I'm taking this, I'm gonna go. There, some people ask, they just asked just down below, has she ever tried to escape?
Oh yeah, that's what she's doing right now.
She's trying to escape? She's trying to escape with her food.
She's feeling around which cave she wants to go in.
And they know, they can tell just by using their arms if there's a space that they can fit into.
It's really important when we're done with this interaction that I put her fence back up, lock her back in. She's too heavy to climb over this fencing, which is why this is what we use as our protective barrier.
Gilligan's head is too big, it weighs her down.
Sometimes what she'll do, I don't know if she'll do it today, but she'll feel into her cave. She'll make sure see what's in there before she goes inside for the day.
Come on, Gilligan. Come on. So octopuses have a lot of neurons, and they equate them as being as smart as a given animal. What do they say about their neurons and how smart they are?
Oh, they're an invertebrate, which if you think of other invertebrates or the other invertebrates that we have in this exhibit, we have anemones, we have sea jellies, we have sea stars. We don't ever think of those animals as being smart. She's very intelligent. They can figure out things pretty quickly. Even something that we've always done, like opening a jar. The first time, yeah, it takes them a long time to open a jar. It could take them a couple hours to figure out how to open that jar and get the food inside. But they remember that jar and they associate it with food. So by the second or third time they're offered a jar, they can open it within minutes, if not seconds, to get the food that's inside.
You can see that's where that piece of fish is.
They can make their way through mazes and puzzles. They are very food motivated.
You can see there's these lines right here that weren't there before, and right now she's turning like that mottled color just a little bit.
Here she goes stealing her.
What are you thinking, Gilligan?
Again.
What's going on?
The one thing I have noticed, she's never used the bathroom inside of her cave.
Wow.
I know that's a weird fact to have noticed.
She's never used the bathroom inside. How do octopuses use the bathroom? That's a good question.
Well, that siphon that she uses, she can switch sides of her siphon, either side of her head, use it for jet propulsion.
Okay.
If she had to make a quick escape for any reason, or just swim out in the ocean, or to shoot us with water if we're not feeding her fast enough. But that siphon is also used as the toilet flusher from inside of her head. But the cave that she spends most of her time in, she always comes out to go to the bathroom.
Really?
And I've seen that with every octopus that I've worked with.
So when they use the bathroom, it kind of looks like silly string shooting out of their siphon.
It does.
Almost. That's what I always tell people. The way an octopus uses the bathroom is it shoots silly string out of what it looks like what it looks like is its ear, but it's not.
Yeah.
Gilligan, you're a whole lot of fun.
She's being very good for us today.
And you
still
can still
hasn't eaten the food.
Yeah, still hasn't eaten the food.
Saving it for later.
You see that she is hoarding the food. She has a clam right there. She's saving that for later. And then she has those 2 pieces of fish still. She is like, why am I going to eat that when I could just play with you guys and then eat this later? I'm sure that do a lot of that in the wild too, where they'll go around and they'll collect food and then go back to their den. Because you have to remember that an octopus is essentially prey to a lot of animals in the ocean, and so it's got to get its food and go.
When they take their food to their den in the ocean, they make like a little trash midden with all the leftover shells. And sometimes you can tell what that octopus's favorite food is, or what food is available in the area, because they'll have a big pile of abalone shells or a big pile of crab remains right outside, and they also use that to help like protect themselves in their den.
Yeah.
But for a scuba diver, it makes them a little easier to find when you find a big pile of shells in one spot.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of researchers, that's where they go. They go back to the octopus's den to figure out what their diet is. And depending on where they live in the world, the diet of the octopus consists of whatever the local menu is. They'll find something to eat and they'll eat it. They won't go hungry. so awesome, Gilligan. Again, if you guys have any questions, definitely ask your questions down below. If you're just now joining us, we're here at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach. I'm with Angelina. She's a senior aquarist here. They also have Giant Pacific Octopus experiences that you can book at the front and online. So if that's something you're interested in doing, go ahead and do it. So, yeah, any last questions that we have? Let's see. So somebody asked down below, what does it mean when they shoot water out of their siphon?
I think it depends. I think she was super excited for food, so she was spraying us with water. I did have one time when we came up for a feed, an octopus came up, sprayed everybody that I was with water.
Really?
And everybody screamed and threw their hands up, and that octopus did that every time after. So I think she may have started associating it with the feed.
She's like, wait a minute, if I can get little kids to scream, I'm just going to shoot water at them every single time they come in. This is fun.
Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to shoot water at you.
That means I get my food faster, and then they leave sooner. Great. It's getting down.
But the last Giant Pacific Octopus that I worked with never tried to shoot water during any interaction, during anything. So I don't know, it's different with each octopus.
But I'm giving Gilligan an arm massage. She's not really using any of her suckers to grab. Oh, yeah, now she is. But it's funny how they can go from really strong with the suckers to just, if they don't use their suckers at all, like it's just this, I can't really explain it, like a thin, slimy arm.
But very strong.
Very
there's
strong,
no bone in there. That's
yeah,
all
and if you guys see right here, they have a hydrostatic skeleton, which means what essentially looks hard right here is just water localized in an area under high pressure. And so a lot of kids, they've told me, they're like, oh, look at its skeleton. I'm like, that's actually, their skeleton is made out of water. And they can move to different, I'm making this really easy to understand, but move the water around their body and tense it up. And so they can flex, essentially. Like this right here, this is a really hard area right here. But they can just as easily make it nothing and slip through a really small hole. So they're really fascinating creatures. If you guys have never seen an octopus at an aquarium before, and you live close, even if you don't live close and you know that you're visiting the area, Aquarium of the Pacific, they have a beautiful exhibit. When I came up, they're doing this really huge expansion that everybody's really proud of. And so make sure that you guys swing by and check it out. I can't wait to go look at the aquarium after this and just kind of walk around. Just right across from the octopus, they have the otters. And so it's like you have the best of both worlds in one area. So you guys want to make sure that you come out and support Aquarium of the Pacific. Do you have any final words or anything you want the nation to know about octopus?
I want to thank you for coming to visit.
For sure, yeah.
And showing off our beautiful Gilligan.
It was so funny when I came up to the tank initially. They're like, sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. I was like, OctoNation is here, Gilligan, and she came
pounced.
out. She pounced on the glass. It was really fun. So we're having a lot of fun here today. If you guys are just tuning in, again, we're at the Aquarium of the Pacific. If you have any questions about Giant Pacific Octopus in general, definitely ask down below. We'd love to answer your questions and get you curious about the octopus. They're an amazing animal, and obviously we're a little biased, but you definitely should come out. So we're gonna let Gilligan eat. Is there any more food we want to give her, or is that you think that's good enough?
I think that is good for today.
Awesome.
She's calmed down quite a bit.
Yeah, she has. She's like, just rub me now. Bye, Gilligan. It was nice meeting you. I'll have to come see you again really soon. I'm gonna miss you. How do you leave every single day? Like, that's what I want to know. I would be freaked out to come to work every single day knowing that I was gonna play with Gilligan.
Unfortunately, This is not the only exhibit I take here.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a team of volunteers that also get to work with
Awesome.
her. So if I have to leave, they can always come up and take over.
So what does volunteering look like here at the Aquarium of the Pacific? How would one be a volunteer?
So when we have openings, they're available on our website, aquariumofthepacific.org. We have volunteers in just about every single department that we have here. But to be a husbandry volunteer, you do have to be over the age of 18, and that's great experience to get, especially if you want to work with animals in the future. Or if you just want to do this for fun and just have a love for the ocean.
Even if you're under 18 and you want to work with a giant Pacific octopus in the future, I think it'd be good to get in here, be a volunteer, and just learn. Come with an open mind and learn, so that when you turn 18, you're first in line to be here, and be able to volunteer with the octopus. So, well, thank you, Angelina. I'll give you a handshake. Thank you so much. We're gonna go play.
What about Gilligan? Does she get
Gilligan,
a handshake?
come on.
8 of them?
Come here. I have to shake all of your hands. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's too many hands. Too many hands. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, Nation. Again, if you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, definitely put replay down below. We like to know who are our replay watchers, so we can say hello. If you're not following us on Instagram, we have an Instagram. We're at OctoNation. We're doing a tour right now. We're going to various aquariums all over the world, interviewing and meeting their giant Pacific octopus to help people be educated, empowered, inspired by the octopus, their amazing animal. And yeah, so make sure you guys follow us along on this journey. And we hope to see you at a OctoNation event in the future. So look out for those. But thank you guys. I'll see you soon.